Dave, and welcome to Civil Tarot. I pulled a card here once again from the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck, and what we got was Taming the Wind, but it came out in the reverse, so in the medicine side. So I was just looking, I don't know if you can see that there. So in the upright, it means clearing energies, old stagnant energies out, and maybe to about your home, or places to use kind of sage to clear the energies. It also speaks about, using birds' feathers here, with the sage to clear the energy out or that. But when it's in the reverse, it talks about that there may be, a situation or a person, that um maybe that there's, ill feelings towards each other, or bad energy, or that, and that it needs to be cleared. And but it's also saying, that there needs to be kind of like, not so much a confrontation or that, but that there needs to be a meeting, of two people, that has to clear uh this energy or this karma or whatever. But it's saying as well that to not kind of take control of the conversation or that, rather than, just to keep talking or that, to listen and to, hear the other person, as to why, what happened went on or that, but mainly kind of, to listen, to hear both sides of the story, where each person of that is coming from. And I see, when you look at this card, you can see different images. Like there's a spiral thing here, and kind of remind you of a shell on the beach or that. But the spiral talks about, um, kind of returning, going back, on the past or that. But it's for, for this energy to be released. But the spiral also talks about, it could be talking about, a shell on the beach, and how, you know, that we're not, that we could be like all shells, so to speak, on the beach, irrelevant, that way. But with the spiral, it talks about, it goes out into the universe, into the galaxy, that we're, um, there's a much bigger kind of uh, energy going on, or, that all of our individual energies kind of add up to the, to the bigger picture here. But also there is I don't know if you can see here, there is a face of a wolf here, and there's also a face of a sheep. So you could have been, or felt that you were dealing with a person that was, saying, a wolf in sheep's clothing. They could have came across to you, as um, very soft and gentle and kind or whatever, but within them, um, they have, this wolf energy, and uh, the wolf talks about kind of like, a survival, but in the total opposite towards, a lamb or a sheep or that, that way. And this is as to why, with this Tame the Wind, in reverse, it's talking about that, not, that this person came across, and they are a wolf in sheep's clothing, but you're to find out as to why, um, this person's probably always had to live their life like that, that way, not showing their, their true authenticity or whatever, but um, and that they always, that they come across, that they're a very trustworthy person or that, but beneath it all, it's not. but it's more so saying to kind of allow for the conversation to understand why as to why they wear this mask. Do you know that way? Um, so yeah, I'm just going to pull a few cards on it. So it's about, clearing that bad energy, that bad karma between, you and another, or that. And also at the bottom of the deck, I got the fire here, and that came out in the reverse as well. And the fire talks about, a rage or an anger within inside you. Do you know what I mean? But it's to say to kind of curtail that, to curtail that feeling of anger or whatever, because there could be a reason as to why this person was, like this, and you're to understand as to why, what was their, where were they coming from, Now, this could be anything, could be to do with work, family, relationships, like that. And it could be is also, the energy within yourself, taming the wind. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like with the strength card, taming the beast within, you know, that maybe, people have a perception of you that, or it could be even in a good way, people have a perception of you that, you're soft, just like a lamb, a gentle lamb or whatever. But within you, you have the energy of the wolf. Do you know what I mean? Of survival uh, and maybe people don't see that, in you, that way. But the first card out we have here is the moon card. And the moon, like I say, the wolf within the lamb, it's like that you may have had kind of a perception of a person that was kind of quite, not to say that it was deceptive, but you didn't actually see the true person. This is what the moon is about, the moon shows shadows, you know, and maybe that you just got this person all wrong. Maybe you thought that this person was meek, they were weak, you know, and um, maybe the moon now is, to reveal to you that, actually this, this person's energy, they're quite strong, you know what I mean? And they could withstand any kind of adversity, thrown at them, and yet they still come across as, uh, friendly, and that, you know what I mean, that even though they might be like saying that, you're made of steel, but you wouldn't say it, to um you wouldn't see it with the person, that way, that they probably have had a lot of adversity in their life, and you might look at this person and you go, how the hell, are they still, you know um light-hearted or whatever, just like, a lamb or whatever. Just say. But the moon here is also kind of representing, there's kind of the rain's teeming down here on the trees or whatever. Uh, so it's kind of like two trees, and it's funny actually with the moon, because in the original Rider-Waite deck, we have on the moon cards, we have the wolf and we have a dog, and the dog's howling at the moon, you know, and the dog can be a quite loyal, subject, where the wolf is quite wild, that way. But the two of them, these two animals, kind of domestic and a wild animal, are howling at the moon. And as to the reason why, dogs howl or whatever, or that, species howl, it's to say that they're calling out, to their soul mates or whatever, their tribe. So regardless as to what species of dog, whether it be a wolf, or a domesticated animal as a dog, you know what I mean, that they're part of a pack. And this is what this moon could be, to represent with these, two trees, that they are as one, like, that um, they're grounded into the same earth, that way. They just might have had kind of different upbringings. And also with that moon card on the original right Rider Waite deck, there is a crab, a lobster coming up out of the sea. And as I said, with this spiral, there could be, something, to be revealed kind of with the moon. Um, the next card we have out here is the Father of Swords, air energy. The moon is a major arcana card. It's water and energies, Cancerian or Pisces. For me, it's Pisces energy, and Pisces, is kind of the reveal of it's the last, it's the last star sign, in the 12 zodiacs or that. But it's like that you're going into kind of, the spirituality of life or whatever, but we have here is the Father of Swords, air energy, and air is Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini, and he has here is the sword, which is kind of the sword of truth. It's the clearing of energy. So yet again, with this taming of the wind, it's telling you to clear the energy, whether it be in around your home or with a person or that, if it's around your home, to use, the sword. So, what's necessary is the clearance of energy. And we have it here, representing, this sword is kind of representing the chakras with the different colors, that way. And with the wolf, like the wolf would kind of deal with the lower chakras, that way. And throughout their life or whatever, they're kind of in a survival mode, and as your chakras throughout your, especially if you're kind of on a spiritual path or that, if your chakras start opening up, you know what I mean, slowly surely up through your spine, you're kind of going to get like an awareness or whatever, a spiritual awareness or that, and to go towards to open up your third eye and then your crown chakra, and this is what this could be as well. Like it could be that for you to kind of um release these lower energies within you. Do you know what I mean? Um, that there's some type of energy clearance, and this could most likely to do with another person or that. But we do have here is the Three of Swords. This could be, something to do with like a karmic relationship or something like that. Could talk about as well about third party. But these Three of Swords, are down that the swords have already been used, and there's pain here, blood's dripping or whatever, like, so for some it could be, somebody that's probably kind of, broken your heart at that, and it's kind of with this tame the wind, it's kind of like the healing is necessary, but to get that healing there has to be an understanding. Do you know what I mean? And then forgiveness probably, for to take place or whatever. But we have here, look, we have is the sun, and the sun is talks about healing. It's the most positive card in the whole of the deck, and it talks about, healing. And we have at the bottom here, we have two doves, and the doves, and at the top as well, and they talk about, peace, bringing peace into your life, you know what I mean? And that could be just like peace of mind with the swords, because the swords is all about your mental, your mental health or that. You see, because look, we have here is the Ten of Pentacles, and you can see the same colors in this, you know. And so I do feel that for some there is some type of energy block among your chakras or that, but it's kind of having to let the, you know, to unblock this energy. Do you know what I mean? And then, you know, and that might need kind of like, you know, to confront whatever it is that might be blocking your energy, you know, not necessarily about a person, it could be about a past experience that you had or whatever, you know, and you kind of need to, you know, heal this wound, so to speak. Because look at this is, you know, a terrible wound, do you know? And, you know, the cards are saying to bring in the sun, to bring in, you know, that this healing, because once you unblock that energy within, you know, within you, you know, your energy is going to flow a lot more better, you know, a lot more better, and abundance is going to come to you. Because the Ten of Pentacles talks about abundance. Do you know what I mean? Abundance of life, not necessarily just, you know, to do with money, but, you know, for you to be grounded, balanced, and stable, and within your relationships as well, you know, and the number of relationships that you might have, you know, whether it be family, friends, you know, partners or that, you know, business, whatever. But the energy will flow better once you kind of like unblock this energy that you have within you. Do you know that way? And it's probably as well because of the moon here. It might not be known to you, but look, we do have, yeah, I've just realized that the first card out was the moon, you know, and the moon talks about things that are hidden. Do you know that way? So it could be that you're not realizing that you need to kind of let go of this energy, you know, to clear this energy. Um, but with the sun reveals. Do you know what I mean? So if this was resonating with you, you know, it's probably the revelation has already been here that you kind of need to move, you know, to unblock this, you know, bad, you know, karmic energy or whatever within you. And to do that, you know, to do that, you need you need the the Father of Swords. You need to cut it out, and this is, you know, the Father of Swords is the King of Swords. You need to kind of cut it out, but you kind of need to do it in a very logical way, very what like just like this owl. The owl's very wise. Do you know what I mean? Um, yeah. Look what we have underneath here as well. We have the devil energy, you know, and the devil energy talks about what you call it. I just can't think of the word at the moment, but toxic energy, you know. And you know, with this Father of Swords as well, like, um, it's like, you know, something kind of, you may have like, you know, ill feelings or bad feelings towards somebody, you know, that way, and it's grown and grown inside you. Do you know what I mean? And yet you're not realizing on what it is. It's kind of stopping you to move forward in life. Do you know that way? And with this devil energy, like, it's kind of asking as well, you know, to kind of cut that out. Yeah, because there has to be an end, you know, an end to it. Because we have here is the World card, you know, and the World card talks about an ending of a cycle, you know, and it says, you know, in my ending is my beginning, you know what I mean? So, you know, when something, when you release a kind of karmic situation or uh, a person or that, you know, and you let go of it, you know, you let go of the hurt, the pain, or, you know, and you do through an understanding with this Taming the Wind in the reverse, you know, it can't be all about you. You have to understand both sides of the, you know, the coin or whatever. Um, and once this closes out for you, you know, um, the energy will become unblocked and you can move on and a fresh new beginning for you. Yeah. Because we have here is the Four of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles talks about holding on to that energy, you know what I mean? Maybe not even realizing it, but holding on to it, you know. And You probably do, and you're probably anything that probably goes wrong or awry in your life or whatever, you're kind of relating it back to that particular thing. Do you know that way? Because the Four of Pentacles always talks about having blockages to the head, blockages to the heart, and this is energy blockages, that way? Not so much as in, physical, blockages or that, but it's saying to you, you need to release this toxic energy. And even if it is, with a person that you don't have to kind of, you know, um, talk it out, but it is saying that with the timing of the wind, do you know what I mean? You have to kind of understand both sides of the situation. But for some, if it can't be, maybe you do it through other ways that you can do it, but you kind of, you have to release it. Um, yeah, we have here, is Six of Wands. Um, and the Six of Wands, talks about being triumphant over kind of burdens, stuff that's kind of dragged you down or whatever, But I feel that once you deal with this energy, you try and block it or whatever, whether it be, physically, mentally, emotionally, or coming face to face, that way, that you will, this energy be released. Do you know what I mean? And it will cause some type of transformation for you, because this is what the butterfly is all about. Do you know that way? Um, Going in, it even could be that you're just going within. It could be talking about as well getting some type of counseling or that, because it's it's dragging you down, into the briar, so to speak. But once you do go through that healing process, whatever that healing process is, for you, um, and the situation, or whatever, um, transformation be held, and then you're free. That way, you're free from that toxic energy. You're free from whatever it is that's kind of um keeping you there, not allowing you to move forward, not allowing you to be kind of um to be free to be your own person. Do you know that way? Yeah, look. And once again, underneath we have here is the Two of Pentacles, and here's the butterfly again, but you can see the symbol here. And but it's allowing, this is, this symbol talks about your chakras. Do you know what I mean? And it's allowing the flow of good energy coming around you. Do you know what I mean? In your chakras, up and down your spine. Do you know that way? Um, because you're free. Yeah, we do have the Seven of Pentacles here. And I know we have the Star, but I'm not going to go into the Star. Star is, great hope, great healing, that way. But just because of the layout of the cards here, the Seven of Pentacles, I think, you see, the Seven of Pentacles here could be talking about the seven chakras. Do you know what I mean? That are within you. You know what I mean? And kind of, opening them up, from kind of with the lower chakra of, the wolf, of, of survival mode, going up into, and I know this might sound, but into kind of, the lamb, so to speak. And as I say, with Catholicism or whatever, it's the Lamb of God. Do you know what I mean? It's, reaching that, that higher state of mind or whatever, so to speak. But I really feel that this is, you know, what this reading is about, that there is some type of karmic or toxic energy that has to be released, whether this, you know, is within yourself. You know, toxic energy could be, you know, about, can talk about addictions, you know, could be, you know, say alcohol, or, you know, drugs, or, you know, it could be codependency, you know what I mean, with another, or that, you know, and you need to kind of release that toxic energy within you. It could also talk about, the devil also talks about, you know, a relationship, a bad relationship that you're in. Do you know what I mean? Bad or abusive, it can talk about that and to release that. But it just can also talk about something that may have happened, do you know what I mean, to you, some type of karmic situation that happened to you in years gone by, in the past or whatever, you know, and you've never really got over it, and it's probably stopping you from doing, you know, moving forwards or whatever. And yet, you know, to release that as well. Um, and like I say, this could be, you know, anything from, you know, saging your home, or, you know, your space or whatever, your environment around you, to actually confronting it, you know, or um, getting some type of healing, you know, whether that be spiritual healing, you know, or actually, you know, going and seeing a counselor or that. But this taming the wind, you know, and this is the medicine. So it is, you know, some type of healing. This is known as, when the cards are in reverse, is the medicine that's needed. Um, this is, you know, for somebody that needs, you know, to release some, you know, bad energy, you know, for them to move on, you know, and to start, you know, to be the person that they are, you know, um, to be their true self, you know, that way. So I do hope you like the reading. If you do, please like, share, subscribe. Cheers, Slán.